Rent free. Rent free. Rent free. Lives in your head rent free. Rent free. Rent free. Rent free.
All right, let's go. What's up, everybody? This is your man, Tech Supreme, back with another episode of Rent Free with Tech Supreme. You already know what it is. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for joining me on this fun ride that we call podcasting. Hope everyone is doing well. It is a heat wave going through St. Louis right now, so hope everyone's staying cool. It's kind of crazy if you think about it, that the weather can affect people in such a way that you can actually, like, older people may actually, like, be in danger when it gets hot like this. So check on your elders. And that's just my, I guess, random thought about weather. Episode 24. It's very easy to miss a week doing a podcast. I tried not to, but the days just literally got away from me. Like, every single day got away from me. But we're back this week with another episode because we're trying to stay true, trying to stay consistent, and trying to stay available here in podcast format. Now, I saw a tweet from someone said that I can't believe people are trying to get famous off their opinions. It's an outlet. That's all it is. Most people, some people see success of it, some people don't. And for me, this is a very creative outlet for me to express my thoughts and ideas. And I like connecting with the people I do connect with. Now, whether you like that or not, that's on you. If you don't like people's opinions, you probably don't like podcasts, because for the most part, that's what podcasting is. And you don't like radio stations, because that's what people do on radio stations. I listen to ESPN 101 all the time, and it's literally just people's opinions on sports. So if you don't like people's opinions, you're not going to like podcasts. You're not going to like this type of content or this format, but that's on you. You know, don't slam people that do. Like, don't laugh at people who do. Don't try to put them down because they're trying to get famous off their opinions. It is what it is. Everyone, I don't want fame, but people want fame. And I think it's kind of dangerous, the fact that people want fame. I think that's a lot of the problem with society. Well, it's a big part nowadays, right? Where people will do things to go viral. I saw a video last week where this kid was getting robbed at gunpoint, and like 20 other people were watching, filming, and this dude's pleading for his life. It's insane what people do for to go viral. And what's even crazier is, while someone posted that and said, I can't believe the things people do to go viral, I was like, the crazy part is that we're watching this video, it's gone viral. So, like, they're getting that gratification even at the expense of others. It's crazy what, type of society we're living in now, just because of these things, because of these phones and the opportunity to go viral. It's really weird, but I digress. That's not even one of the topics today. So let's keep it going. Let's get the show started off right. I got a lot of upcoming DJ gigs going on, which I'm super excited about. I just bought a new controller, which is right here. You can't see it. Maybe I'll put a picture up, but I got the Rane Serato DJ controller, the Rane 1, and I actually love it. I'm a Pioneer controller guy, and just so you know, I did learn how to DJ off of Technics 1200s, so I have a classical foundation of learning how to DJ. But as soon as technology kind of got up to where it is now, the necessity of carrying crates into a club, which that's what you had to do, or it's crazy to think about it, right? Like 90s, early 2000s, for the most part, you were carrying crates of vinyl records into club, like everyone was. That's just what it was. I used to work at a marketing company called Shrewd Marketing Promotions, rest in peace, Solo, that, we service records. And every week, all the DJs would come in and they would go into this room with the shelves with their names on it and just get all the records. And they would that's how they played records. So, like, imagine now, like, you're a DJ and, like, you got this song going, and now you have to turn and go into these crates, and you have to pick the song and gotta know the BPMs. And most DJs wrote them on the sleeve, and then, like, you'll pick it out, play it, cute, and that's so much more work than now. Like, I pick a song and I look at my computer and I go through 1,000 songs already marked with the note, the keynote, and the BPM, and I drag it and cue it, get it ready. It's crazy. But a lot of purists, a lot of older people, they kind of like hold on to this old fashioned idea of purism. And I don't. I do that with certain things, but I generally don't do that with DJing, because you still have to have that skill. As far as production goes in music, it has changed where you get a lot more AI applications that can help you create. And to an extent, that is cheating. And I'm not going to say that I'm not a purist about that, because I think you should be playing all of your music yourself. But like, the game has changed. So you got people who are getting famous off of taking other people's music and looping it, which is kind of like sampling, but is kind of not. It's weird. It's a whole weird thing. And I'm not really into being a purist or whatever. But that's my little random DJ tangent. But got a couple gigs coming up. I think Tuesday the 21st, I'll be at Apotheosis Comics doing it's a gaming live streaming event where they've been doing a Smash Brothers tournament, and I'm just in the background playing music. It's gonna be fun, and that's gonna be, I forgot what time that starts, maybe 7 p.m. And then July 8th, I'll be with DJ Epic. DJ Epic is throwing the first one too. He's hosting the gaming tournament. July 8th, which is a Friday, I'll be at Lava Lounge in Wentzville, Missouri, playing 90s throwback jams, and that's gonna be fun. Me and Epic are DJing both, gonna go and just rock out to 90s music, so that's gonna be super fun. Can't wait for that. Got some more gigs coming up, but we're just kind of working it out. Now, one of the big things that I have going on, which I'm super excited about, is my hat business. And shout out to my homie Hate Nate. I came up with a name called Hat Lords, and he was like, dude, that shit is garbage. And like, I was salty for a second, but then I was like, let me take his opinion with a grain of salt and ask around, and it was unanimous. It was a bad name. But I feel like a few days later, I came up with a really good name, and here it is. It's all cap. And of course, it's an extension of my graphic design company. Of course, we represent in St. Louis on both sides, but it's all cap. So here's my logic, and here's how I came to doing this company. I definitely been thinking of ways to expand Illustrious Vision, which is my graphic design company, for the last 13 years. Probably longer than that. I just say 13. But there has to be a next level, right? Now, I love being a mom and pop style graphic design, freelance graphic designer, where you're getting a super high quality product at a super reasonable price. I'm fine with that. I don't have interest in corporate, even though that is where the money is. And I understand that. And I do love doing corporate stuff. I do want to do more corporate stuff, but I feel like I enjoy being that guy, which I don't know. I just feel, instead of people going to a graphic designer law firm with some people who are corny, who are charging them so much, they're getting something at a good price. I mean, it's a fair price. So it's not like bargain binning. It's not like Fiverr, but like, it's a quality price for a great product. And I like doing that. But there has to be a next level, right? So maybe a couple years ago, I wanted to do clothing, because for me, I do a lot of designs for other people's clothing brands. It kind of goes hand in hand with being a graphic designer. So I started a company, well, not really a company, but an idea called Alien Flagship. But honestly, when it comes to merchandise and apparel, it's really, if you have a level of quality that you want to achieve, it's kind of hard to do that by outsourcing, right? And then with like screen printing and stuff, you have to outsource it. So all the avenues that I came across, I really didn't like the quality of it. I didn't, and also the price point was too high to even see a stable profit. So that idea kind of got washed out when I realized like I'd have to really buy into, if I really want to do it the way I want to do it, I'd have to do it like from like a completely like buy-in into being a screen printer. And I don't want to be a screen printer. But what I did realize from that was I would make hats, and I liked the quality of hats I was getting back from the company I was using. So this is one of the hats from the company I've been using, and I like it a lot. But the price point is also not great. So it's really hard to turn a profit. So I started focusing on the idea of finding a company that I could get a good price from. So I started looking for locally and out of town. And the out of town stuff, which was surprising to me, because when you outsource printing out of town, it's way cheaper than going in town for like printing like flyers or posters or anything like that. The price out of town was insane, like $55 for a hat like this with 4 locations. Locally, it was a little bit better, but it was like $30, but I'd only be able to get 12 or so hats. And I'm definitely going into a deep end on this, but that's okay. You're here for the ride. But the cheapest, most logical way would be for me to invest in an embroidery machine, which now I'm looking into. So I'm super excited about that possibility. I enjoy the hats. I have a lot of people who are interested in hats. This is a Bit and Park hat that I have created with the "It's all cap" in the back. I first of all, I just love "It's all cap" because it's a fun saying right now. Plus, it's really all I do is caps. I think this one's going to be a really good seller. This is my South City hat in the style of St. Louis Cardinals. And this is before I adopted the 4th location, so this is only 3 locations. But yeah, it's the South City hat. And this is the one that started it all because during the pandemic, I started an Instagram page called Support Local STL, which was geared towards promoting restaurants who are doing curbside service. This is like the start of the height of the pandemic. And it got really popular. The page did. But I just love Support Local and like why I did that and what it stands for. And then I want to do collabs as well. I'm going to do like a It's All Cap like / podcast series. So this is this podcast, the Rent Free. Right, you got the little Rent Free logo. And then this is the MC Dudes hats, which is way simpler. There's nothing around it, just the MC Dudes. So super excited about that venture. Super excited about possibly becoming an embroiderer. So stay tuned for that. We'll talk more about that as it progresses, you know. And moving on, what time? That was a long intro. That was like a 11-minute intro or 10-minute intro. Your boy has a newfound love for golf. Now, I kind of shitted on golf my entire life because I just didn't care. It looked boring to me. But a couple months ago, my friends took me to Top Golf and we had a really good time, but I was really bad at it. And I have this thing, and if I'm really bad at something, it kind of bothers me to be bad at something and then other people be good. So I kind of got bit by the golf bug and I just wanted to be better at it. So every time they said, let's go to Top Golf, I would go. And it's a lot of pressure because there's 8-10 people behind, like around you, and everyone's drinking and eating. And then like you're swinging and like you're not really focusing on, there's a lot of pressure if you suck at golf. So also one day we went to Tower T with a group of people, which is a driving range in Afton. And I just wasn't that good either. And, you know, my friend, Caleb was really good and Ryan's really good and everyone's, you know, better than I am. So I got even more intrigued in how to get better. So then I started looking at the YouTube videos, which, you know, I think we all kind of do at this point. And I started really like kind of seeing how hard it was to be good at golf. So I ended up buying Top Golf's, or it's a Pro Golf Plus or something. It's a Oculus Quest game. And I started really like kind of trying to focus on my swing. And then I went to the golf range again, the driving range, and I got a little bit better. But then one day, my mother-in-law gifted me a set of golf clubs because it's a very expensive sport to buy into. But she gifted me a set of golf clubs. So I had the golf clubs. So me and my homie went and I got 115 balls. And all the knowledge that I've learned from YouTube videos, and I applied it. And the swing was coming out good. I kind of found my swing. So I'm super excited about golf. I have not gone to a course yet. So I think we're definitely going to do like a super small course. There's a par 3 course at Tower T. I'm just super excited about it. It's a fun thing. And it's kind of funny because earlier this year I saw that Schoolboy Q had gotten into golf. And it's something that I had to think about, like why black people aren't into golf. But honestly, it's just like there's predominantly... The black people are predominantly in a area in which certain sports aren't popular. And that's just what it is. And golf is one of them. Hockey's one of them. Also, these sports have a huge buy-in. So it's not like a kid can justifiably say, hey, can you invest $500 into this sport? Now, if your parents are into golf, then they prioritize that. If your parents are into hockey, they'll prioritize that. But if your parents are into basketball and football, more than likely, you're not going to prioritize your kid playing a sport that costs you $500 to $1,000 to buy into. And that's just that's the way I think it works. Because, you know, it's not like people don't have money, like black people don't have money. They do, but they just don't prioritize golf because it's not really, that's why Tiger Woods was such a groundbreaking athlete, is because like there's not really tons of black people in it. Same way with hockey. There's not tons of black people in it. So like the stars who become stars in hockey, like PK Sabin, I don't know how I say his name. They get very popular because it's not predominantly a sport in which, you know, black people are in. So I think that's why golf is not as popular, but it is. It's getting there. It's growing, and I think that's super dope. And I understand golf, how athletic it could be. I was sore the next day after hitting 114 balls at the driving range. I was like sore. My hand hurt, my back hurt, but it's fun. And I implore anyone who's been on the edge or on the fence about maybe trying golf, give it a try. Go to a driving range, have some fun. It's actually a lot of fun. And I can't wait to hit a golf course for real and like be horrible. But at least the swing is looking a lot better. So I'm happy about that. Now, moving on, I've been obsessed with Sweetie Pies in the last week. Sweetie Pies is a soul food restaurant in St. Louis owned by Miss Roby, which was a former backup singer for Ike and Tina Turner's band. And it was a family business, and they had tons of employees, and they opened up a second location and a third location. Super popular. Each plate of food is probably 3,000 calories, but that shit is fired. Like, no lie. The mac and cheese, every holiday for like the last, 10 years, I'll make their version of mac and cheese, and it'll be a hit every single time. You can only eat it once a year because it's so unhealthy, but it's so good. So you have Sweetie Pies, and a couple years ago, the son of Miss Roby, Tim Norman, basically had his nephew killed for life insurance money, and for some reason, they were so sloppy with it. They were like, it took a while for them to get caught, and I'm not going to say the particulars of it because I actually know people involved in the case, because St. Louis is not a big city, not a small city, but you just know people. And and I know for a fact that my guy who's involved in this case probably had no idea all of this was going on, right? He was probably just trying to sell his insurance for sure. And like, he's not I know this guy. He's been in my house multiple times. He's not a bad person. He's not a killer, at least as far as I know. But this Tim guy, he's been in prison. It didn't seem to fit his character doing this, but he basically hired a hitman and a female that he used to mess with to murder his nephew Andre. Rest in peace, Andre. And they killed the kid, and they forged a whole bunch of insurance shit, and it was for life insurance money. He's been in jail ever since. Basically the killer, the reason why it was in the news this week was because the shooter flipped on everybody, which is, inevitable in that situation. And they're going to go to jail for a long time. I think everyone involved is, except for the insurance. I don't think he's going to see jail time. I'm not saying his name out of respect for the homie, but it's just crazy. And if you haven't ever heard of this story, you have to look it up, because what makes this story more polarizing is the fact that Sweetie Pies was on OWN network, which is Oprah Winfrey's network, for years, and it was a very beloved show. Not even just in St. Louis, but because it's a national televised show everywhere. Everyone watched this show, and they watched Andre on this show, and they watched Tim on this show, and they watched Miss Roby and the whole family, and it's just tragic and crazy how it all worked out. And my heart goes out to Miss Roby because, there's no shot she saw this coming. But like, man, people do wild things for money and for life insurance. And it's just odd to me. I don't understand why people think they can get away with it. I don't know the success rate of killing someone for life insurance money, but it can't be high. There's no way it's high. Because like, if you look at That Chapter, which is a YouTube channel, a lot of them shits is life insurance things, like wife killing husband killing wife, or mother. Or I saw one a couple weeks ago where the fucking husband killed the wife killed the fucking father. He was 90 something. Like you could have just waited, honestly, but that's neither here nor there. It's crazy. But check out the Sweetie Pie story. It's pretty crazy. Next up, I've been talking a lot on this podcast, and I'm only on my fourth topic, so we're going to have to speed through some of these. My credit history. Now, I was not very properly educated on credit growing up. Now, which is the reason why I believe credit should be taught in school, in high school. Because the minute you get out of high school and go into college, you're going to see tents on your college campus with people who are offering you a t-shirt to sign up for a credit card. And that's how they got me, which sounds super basic, but it is. And I had zero income, dude. I'm a freshman, barely being able to pay for school, because I ended up not being able to pay for school because of a process called verification, which basically they audit your parents or your guardian's financial situation, and they adjust what they offered you originally. So they took all my aid away by the end of freshman year. But yeah, I had no income, so it was predatory. I think they gave me a $500 credit limit, and I blew through that and didn't pay the bill ever. So my credit has been shot from jump. And I just became off put by credit. So I just didn't fuck with it. So, I've had cars and here and there, and luckily I was able to get cars, didn't have to do a cosigner but once, but my credit's always been bad, period. But this last year, I got into a fortunate situation money-wise, and I was able to pay off everything on my collections. And my credit score started improving, and I started getting more and more, just like offers. So I signed up for my first credit card, which was a $200 secured Discover card, which is, is a part of the game, right? You have bad credit, and you're trying to improve your credit, so you got to play the game. So I played the game, and eventually I got offers for better credit cards. And I'm not going to get into the details of the cards, but they're just like the cards that I really would have wanted. Like once I started getting obsessed, because you know me, I get obsessed with things. Once I started getting obsessed with the credit process and understanding the game of it, then I saw, okay, these are what I would want as a desirable credit card. And I got them, and I'm super happy. And I say the reason I'm bringing this up, period, is not to tell you about my financial situation, because I'll never do that, but to say that, like, it's a good feeling to get your shit in order, right? I had a great feeling when I got my health in order. I know my health stance. I know what I need to work on with my diets. I know, like, my blood work. I know my height, which I'll talk about last, but it ties into the health and financial. I'm super happy that I'm in the position I'm in now. It's a huge relief, huge burden, and I realized that credit is really it's a tool to assist you, and it's something that it takes away a lot of stress, right? So, like, if something happens right now, I have enough credit to handle it. Like, I remember 10 years ago, if a little thing happened to my car, I'd be fucked. You know what I mean? Like, rent would be fucked up. Bills would be fucked up. Phone might get cut off. Like, if something catastrophic happened to my car, I'd be in a shithole. And now, got it. It's good. The savings is good. The credit's good. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's an amazing feeling to actually finally understand and get a hold of financial things. And I owe all to my wife, Erin. She's a genius with that shit. She's completely awesome. So I appreciate her knowledge and her help in getting that shit together. And if you haven't, focus on it, because it's a life changer. One of my homies, who's about a year older than me, we've kind of had the same credit story almost, and he's got his shit together this year. And when I told him about the car that I got, and like the day I got it, he was like, "Oh shit, dude, that just happened to me today too. I signed up for a card and got this limit." And I got so overcome with joy when I heard that, because it's like, we both struggled. We both sat in the same house, because we lived together for years, struggling with our finances, and to see both of us like overcome that. And even if it's late, because we're both 40. He's 41, maybe 42, 41. I'm 40, about to be 41, so I think he may be 42. That's fine. That's amazing. It's fucking amazing to, like, come from such a stressful place, and such a sad place. Not sad, but like just tough, rough place, to like now we're like, we both got like a lot of like financial freedom in a sense. It's just dope. So, yeah, that's cool. Speaking of which, my friend who I'm referencing here, he just rented a new building for his gym, and I'm super excited about that too. Like, I think that's super dope. I helped him move in. He's a personal trainer now, which is amazing. Cause you could not have told me that's what he would be doing now. Like, he's an amazing comic book artist, and he's definitely still doing that to a beautiful, brilliant level. But now doing the training and seeing his clients and seeing how happy they are, that shit's awesome to me. So if you're in St. Louis, look up Infinity Strength Training. If you want a personal trainer, if you don't want to go to a big gym, he has a nice gym facility in South City. So big up to him. I can't wait to see it grow bigger and bigger. Moving on. Everything Everywhere All at Once. I may have talked about that movie before on the podcast. One of my favorite movies of all time. It just came out on digital release this week. Watched it again with the wife. This is the first time she saw it. I've already seen it twice before this previous viewing. And it's, for me, it still holds true. It's a beautiful movie with a beautiful message, with a lot of heart, great sci-fi, great action, great acting, and with a beautiful story. That third act will touch you in the heart feels. It's a Daniel Brothers movie, which I didn't know who they were, but this made me an instant fan. And after I saw it in the first time in movie theaters, and I wiped the tears away from my face, and the credits rolled, I saw that it was produced by the Russo brothers as well as a few other people. And for some reason, the Russo brothers, they know how to get to my heart feels, because I cried. I didn't cry at Infinity War. I was definitely sad when I left Infinity War, as everyone else was, but I 100% cried numerous times at Endgame. I cried the second and third time I saw Endgame, and I definitely cried at this movie. And I don't cry a lot. Like I probably need to go to therapy for this. I'm still trying to find a therapist, but I don't cry a lot. So every time I see one of their movies, I end up crying. They know something about storytelling that affects people who are dead inside. That's pretty much what I surmise from that. So if you haven't seen Everything Everywhere All at Once, go see it. Michelle Yeoh is brilliant, and I forgot that her husband, who played his name in the movie is Waymond. He was brilliant. He hasn't done a movie since in 25 years, because he was in Goonies and he was in Indiana Jones, and Hollywood pretty much said, "You're done," which is horrible, because he's an incredible actor. He did an incredible job in this movie. He's literally the backbone of this movie to me, and he delivers some of the most beautiful like messages in that third act. Must see movie. Moving on, I gotta move fast. American flag. So, as a black person in America, I used to look at the American flag and feel like hate when I see it, because it kind of became the new Confederate flag. Honestly, the way a certain group of people, the right, I guess, I don't know, left, right, the right, even though they're wrong. See what I did there? They love the American flag to a point where it makes you feel it makes me feel uncomfortable. And I want to take that power back. And something that I decided to do this year was embrace the American flag. And because I am from America, I was born in America. My parents were born in America. Their parents were born in America. I'm not African. I am from African descent, but I'm not from the continent Africa. I am American. There's nowhere I can go. Like, I mean, I could leave and be an expat, but this is my country just as much as this is their country. No one owns stake to this country because of the color of their skin. I am American. I cannot be uncomfortable seeing the American flag. That's my flag. So I wanted for me to embrace it. So what I ended up doing was buying an American flag shirt, which seems minuscule, but for me that's a big deal, because I would never normally wear something like that. So this 4th of July coming forward, your boy will be wearing this beautiful shirt with the company headband that I already had for some reason. And I'm just gonna double down on being American flag, and in hopes of, one, embracing it because this is my country, and two, I want to make them feel the uncomfortability that I felt when they paraded January 6th, or when they just make up these horrible dumb flags, these "don't tread on me" flags, which I'm not even sure exactly what that means because it seems dumb, but like all these like little things and these symbols, and taking the Punisher symbol, and even the dude who made Punisher's like, you don't get Punisher because he's anti-police. All these little shits that they like to double down on. I think I'm gonna buy an African American flag, which I don't know if you guys seen it, but it's like it's a flag, but it has like a black, red, and green going through it. So I think I'm gonna do that and put that on the golf cart, because I'm gonna embrace it myself, because like that's what it is, and then I'm gonna make people uncomfortable who don't think that I should be wearing that, or they don't want to see people like me wearing that. So that's my thing. It's stupid for sure, but I shouldn't feel uncomfortable being an American because I'm American, and we're gonna make this change happen, not for me, but for the generations after us. This change is inevitable. So if you're uncomfortable with it, that's tough. Next topic. Pride Month is here. If you see my lights, they're the rainbow colors. Your boy, I got love for everybody. I got love for the LGBTQ plus community. I had a great time we had a Pride parade, last Saturday in Soulard. I had such a fun time the entire day that literally had to fall asleep in a bar. Had to fall asleep, and then I went out to the golf cart and lay down on the golf cart and I was done. Your boy kicked it, and I've not had a drop of alcohol since, which has only been a few days, but your boy had a good time. So shout out to Pride Month, and shout out to the people who are just like filled with like love and acceptance and inclusion. It's amazing to me. In lieu of all this, they had a pride celebration in Idaho, and you had like 30 white dudes trying to start a riot with riot gear and like guns. I believe they had guns, and not one of them was from Idaho. A few of them from St. Louis. A few of them were from North County, St. Louis. And I hate that. But love wins, and they were apprehended, and they were caught, and they can't hurt anybody with their fucking ignorance. But I shouldn't even brought that up, honestly, because pride is such a beautiful thing with beautiful people, and I'm just happy to be able to celebrate with them. It's amazing to me. Okay, so I was gonna talk about people's weird infatuation with black people that comes across racist. We'll save that for the next episode. The last thing I'm gonna talk about, because we are hitting the time, is my new height. Now you're saying, Tech, the fuck you mean your new height? So let me give you a background. I grew up horribly poor, and to the point that we lived so rough that I never went to the doctors unless there was something catastrophic happening. I got hit by a car when I was about 11. It never went to the hospital for it. So I still have a broken bone in my knee that's surrounded by ligament because my body grew into the broken bone. So that's how poor we were, and that's how bad I was raised, if that makes sense. Raised literally by wolves. So never went to the doctor. Came to St. Louis my freshman year. Moved in with my grandmother. I met her the summer before, and she said in passing, "Hey, if you want to live here, you can." And I took her up my freshman year of high school. I took her up on it, which was a very tough decision. And it kind of makes me. I don't want to give any plots away, but it's kind of what connects me to Everywhere, Everything, All at Once, because there's a certain scene that I connect with emotionally. But I left and moved to St. Louis with my grandmother, and then went to the doctors. So during my 15, 16, 17-year-old, I got clocked in, I think, senior year at 6'3". So that was it for me. When I got to college, I kind of was on my own. I was just literally on my own. So I had jobs after college that gave me health insurance, but I didn't really use them because, like, dudes don't like going to the doctors. And I didn't at all, which is dumb. So I would go to the doctors if I had something. Well, I never really went because I never had anything wrong for real. But like I would do like medical studies to get money, and they would do like measurements, or they ask me like they give me like a physical, like a quick little physical, and they never would take my height, so I would just say 6'3". So my license said 6'3", everything said 6'3", and when I went to my new doctor, which I got maybe a year or two ago, she's the best. They didn't measure me either, so they took my word for it. So yeah, 6'3", so cool, 6'3". So a couple weeks ago, we got life insurance, and a medical woman, for lack of a better term, she came to the house and took all of our vitals, because when you get life insurance, you have to basically do blood work. You got to do basically a checkup. So she got my weight, she got my height, and when she asked me earlier what's my height, I said 6'3". So this is so dumb. I'm so dumb for this, but it's hilarious to me. So she takes my height, takes my shoes off, takes my height, and she was like, "No, sir, you're 6'4". I'm like, "Wait, what? No, I've been 6'3" my whole life." She's like, "Well, nope, you're now 6'4". So Aaron's like, "Did he grow?" And then I realized that I just never noticed this fact that I've never been measured. My height's never been measured. I've never measured my own height. So I just always thought I was 6'3". But in actuality, your boy is 6'4". If you go to my Twitter feed, you'll see the first thing you see is newly 6'4". This news makes high school me very happy, very excited. I don't know why, but like I've been telling everyone, it's like, yeah, being 6'4" now, but like I'm legitimately 6'4" now because I never got it measured, and they only took my word for it everywhere I've ever gone, and it's a good feeling. I know that's dumb. I get it, but your boy's 6'4", nothing you can do about it. Your boy's 6'4". He's so tall. It's awesome. And I'm going to end the episode like that, because how do you top being 6'4" at 40 years old and you thought you were 6'3" your entire fucking last 20 years? I don't know. So take care of your health and your wealth and all that good stuff. I guess that's the point of this episode, is take care of your health and wealth and find out how fucking tall you are. Because the name of this episode is going to be Newly 6'4", because your boy is newly 6'4". that's it. So thank you for listening to the episode. If you like the episode, just, I guess, share it, dude. Just tell someone you like this episode. Just tell someone you like the show. And yes, it's all cap on Instagram. So you'll see a bunch of the hat prototypes, a bunch of hat pictures, and you can keep up to date with when the site launches. I already have the itsallcap.com. So check out It's All Cap. Stay tuned for the news on, what how I grow the company. And if you want to put a hat order in, just send me a message and I can get you a hat real quick. And that's it. Check out MC Dudes when you get a chance with me and Caleb, Lubwub. And I love you, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for listening to Rent Free with Tech Supreme, your newly 6'4" Tech Supreme. Peace.
Rent free. Rent free. Rent free. Lives in your head rent free. Rent free. Rent free. Rent free. Lives in your head rent free.